Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to the The-Duel-Mafia. We're doing a Blue Eyes deck profile today. I'm here with my guy, Demetrius, and he's going to explain it to you. So let's go ahead and get started with the main deck.
Alright, so Blue Eyes deck, so you have to run 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Unfortunately, it's a vanilla, but it's necessary to be able to play a Blue Eyes deck. And then you run the much better alternate Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Basically, you just reveal him from your hand, special summon him. Most people know about this card now, but and then you can target one card or one monster your opponent controls face up or face down, destroy it, but then he can't attack for the rest of the turn. You can only summon him once. I run 2 Dragon Spirit Whites, and this is the rest of the level 8s I run. Whenever he's summoned, and it's not once per turn, he can banish a spell or trap card your opponent controls, and then you can tribute him during either players or your opponent, or I don't remember, one of the battle phases, and summon a Blue Eyes from your hand. He's also really good because of the banishing effect. That's what I mostly use it for. For the tuners of the deck, you run quite a bit of them. 3 Sages. When he's normal summoned, he searches out a level 1 light tuner. He can search out Effect Veiler. He searches out, this is the Maiden build, so he searches out Maiden. You can't really play the deck without him consistently, and you have no excuse to not run him.
Other than cost.
Yeah, other than cost. but if you can afford him, he's definitely one. He's not like Maiden where you can choose to not. 3 White Stones. Why I'd have to get reprinted.
The glare is bad. But yeah, it's good.
This one during the end phase, and it's not like they stack. You can do more than one. If you send 2 to grave, you get both of their effects. During the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck. Late game, this card sucks with that effect. You mostly will just banish it because you only have like 8. You don't have very many cards that can do that. And if All Ties was sent to grave by like a trade-in or something, you can't do it. Or if All Ties is in your deck, you can't summon All Ties. It's a pretty good card. Oh, and then you can also banish this card from the graveyard to add a Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard back to your hand. So, like I said, Maiden build, 3 Maidens. She's targeted by anything. If she's targeted by a card effect, she doesn't negate it, but you could summon the Blue Eyes. But if she's targeted for an attack, you negate the attack, turn to defense position, and summon the Blue Eyes from your hand, deck, or graveyard.
And you can trigger her off with that other guy, Sage.
Yeah, Sage. You can I forgot to mention actually. You can discard him from your hand to target a effect monster you control, destroy that monster, and then summon a Blue Eyes. But he can work with this. He can work with any of the cards you have. But it works well with the best with Maiden because you get summon 2 Blue Eyes from his effect and then from hers.
Yeah.
So they work really well together. And for one of the last Blue Eyes tuners, or one of them, 1 White Stone of Legend. It's become outclassed by the White Stone of Ancients, of course. But it still can save you, and it's a tuner, and you can have Blue Eyes, so who doesn't like adding cards to the hand? 1 Effect Veiler, searchable, and then 1 Master with Eyes Blue, because this card is actually really good. It's the only card in the deck that adds the tuners back to your hand, because once Sage is engraved, he's dead unless you get this. So, that's it for the monsters, actually. I run about half and half. And I don't run any traps in this deck.
Oh, okay.
3 trade-ins.
Big game.
They win, man. There's nothing like activating trade-in and then drawing a level 8 and another trade-in, or cards consonants and a tuner, like a stone. It's a great feeling. The way I do it is I do 1 for each 2 that I have. Like 1 trade-in for each 2 level 8s, because it keeps the ratio in the deck fair. Because some people do 2, and it just I like it because it digs deep. Like you said. 3 the most broken card and most relevant card in the deck. 2 Return of the Dragon Lords. Sorry, they're in German. They win. This card can win the game just by itself. It summons level 7 or 8, and that can summon Crystal Wing. It can summon Synchros. It summons Blue Eyes. It can summon Alt Eyes. It can summon any of those.
Red Eyes.
And then when the more amazing part of this effect is if they are to be if the dragon type monsters were to be destroyed. So if like you have 5 dragons, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead, and they're not destroyed. It doesn't activate. It just vanishes for cost. It's really nice. 3 Mausoleum of White. I'm running the maiden build, so I like to target maiden as much as possible. And this card I actually found out can get over barrier statues because you can activate more than one to make maiden bigger and bigger. So
How much attack boost does it give?
Depending on like if you run like Flame Guard, you can make them gain like 100. You have like a Vector Pendulum, you can make them gain 400, but it's 100 for each star that they have.
Oh, okay.
And the attack boost does. I've only won a couple games where I've like managed to just get enough with maiden, but
Yeah.
Mostly it's for the targeting and then summoning, and then and also the other really important part about this card is you can normal summon one level 1 like tuner monster in addition to your normal summon / set.
Oh, that's great.
So it
Double summon.
yeah, it's a blue eyes double summon. It's nice. Like if you open up Sage and this, Sage and this, it's a first turn Crystal Wing or a first turn Tyrant again. Two melodies. Everybody always disagrees with me on this, but I win, so it doesn't matter. This card clogs at 3 for me. I have like needed like a soul charge in my hand to win, and I'll draw this card with nothing else. Like I said, I try to keep the ratio 2 for each, and I know that even though it says that, I say that I should run 3, but the thing is, this card actually technically, because it adds 2, I should have twice as much as what I have, and it does. And what you have to remember is I also run trade-ins, and I run the
your stones summon it so much you lose targets.
Yeah,
pretty
you
quick.
you lose targets that fast, and it's good first turn, but there's not. I hate drawing this card late game. And 2 is perfect. Like I open up with this somehow all the time. I'll trade it into it or something, and I'll be able to get something. But it's great at 2. I tried it at 3, and I just kept hogging with it, so I took one out. 2 cards constants, 2 targets for each one.
That makes sense.
Around 4 total. Discard 1 level 1 dragon type tuner monster. Draw 2 cards. It's
Easy.
Digging easy. 2 Silver's Cry. It's not as good as Return of the Dragon was, but it is a quick play. So it's you can activate it during your opponent's end phase when you have Dragon Spirit of White in your graveyard. You can banish something that they set. So things like Anti-Spell and that.
Paleozoics.
Yeah, Paleozoics, which are still amazing. Yeah, they don't scare you nearly as much, but it is still good because it is a quick play and it says summon a dragon, so there's nothing wrong with that. 2 Twin Twister, I had it at 3, but 2 is still good. You like discarding your dragons, you like discarding your stone. You don't like discarding your tuners too much. Like I said, the only way to get it back is with this guy. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, it seems fun. Like a fine number of 2.
Yeah, I think 2 works just fine. Great card though, amazing card. 1 Raigeki, these are the 1-ofs for the spells.
Never regretting.
Yeah, you'll never regret Raigeki. Originally I only had 1 of these because I was going to play 2 because I was poor, but I actually like it at 1. Pot of Desires. You go through your deck so fast, you don't need to be banishing 90% of it. But you could run you can run 2, assuming you have bank that you can do that with. It is a really good card. This is my personal favorite tech choice in the entire deck because it's Blue Eyes, right? Burst Stream of Destruction. It's searchable with Mausoleum. You can banish it from your graveyard to search this card from your deck. So one of the best things you can do is you can Ancient Fairy your Mausoleum, get another one, activate it, banish it to add this after you've already summoned one with Maiden, and then clear their field. So, and the fact that a Blue Eyes White Dragon can attack usually doesn't hurt you unless you're like you really need to go for game right then. And then you also run 1 for 1 because you run like 20 level 1s, and then Soul Charge because you draw it and you win.
And that's the whole main deck?
That is the whole main deck. I don't run any traps. You can run the Solemn Brigade and all that cool stuff, but
It'll be fine.
I usually try to stick to 2 types of cards. For the extra deck, I run 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This is mostly standard. I run like 1 card that a couple most people don't run, but 2 of those you don't really need more. You can put it back in your deck with Stone. Basically, he can once per turn he can negate a Graven or an Affecting Grave, and once per turn during either player's turn you can tag him out to summon a light dragon type synchro monster. So I'll show you the targets for that. He's really cool because he just floats away and you can bring him back by activating Stone, and all he takes is Blue Eyes and one of the 1 tuners. And he makes the deck a lot better than it would have been without him. So he's pretty.
Yeah.
You also run 2 Azure Eyes, which is a target for this. He is the OG Blue Eyes Protector. When he's summoned, all Dragon type monsters you control that are already on the field. If you if you summon something later, it's not affected. But when he's summoned, anything you have on your field that's a Dragon type cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So that really can hurt people because like they top deck that Raigeki that can save them, and you tag out during their standby phase to summon this, you win. So. And also during your standby phase, which is really great because you can tag out this during your standby phase to summon him, and then still activate his effect. You can special summon a normal Dragon type Synchro or normal Dragon type monster from the graveyard.
Yeah.
Which includes Dragon Spirit of White, and you can banish his phone trap cards. So.
One thing is though, when you tag out the Spirit Dragon and summon that guy, say they activated Raigeki on the Spirit Dragon, will it save itself? Will Azraz save itself?
No, unfortunately.
Okay, because it's activated.
Yeah.
Okay.
It starts a new chain, so if you have this on the field and you tag out and summon him in defense position,
but they've already activated Raigeki.
Yeah, because the chain, another chain is activated, the Raigeki will destroy him, and you just waste a tag. You just neg yourself, and it doesn't really help you.
Okay, I was making sure about that. I know some new players might be confused.
Yeah, it makes you cry, unfortunately, but it's still a very, very, very good card because it does save you most of the time. Okay. It's best to tag out during standby phase. This is one of the cards that not a lot of people use. Is Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend.
Okay, so you'd use two of your level 1 tuners and a Blue Eyes?
Two tuners and a Blue Eyes is how I make him. And if, like I said, if I open up a Sage and a Mausoleum first turn, I can either... I'll usually go into Crystal Wing, but if I go second, I'll go into him. If I go first, I'll go into Crystal Wing. So basically, they're like my combo. He is a Black Rose that doesn't destroy himself. And what's really cool is I can... well, I'll just start from the beginning. You can only activate one of his effects per turn, and if he attacks your opponent and they activate a trap during the battle phase, you can negate it, destroy it, and they take 500 for being destroyed. Or yeah, I think it's 500. I don't use that effect nearly as much as I use the Black Rose effect, which wipes the board except for himself, but then he's the only one that can attack for that turn, like just attack at all.
Yeah.
And what's really great about that is if you have Return the Dragon Lords in your graveyard.
Oh man!
You can banish it, save your whole field, do some shenanigans, and then attack them for a whopping 3,500. And when I say clear, I mean it is a Black Rose effect. He saves himself, so it's absolutely great, and he's easy to make. So there's no point in not using him. Like I said, for my second half of the duo, Crystal Wing, he's amazing.
Of course, I always tag out.
Everybody loves Crystal Wing. Basically, once during another player's turn, if a monster's effect is activated, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it, and then he gains attack equal to that monster's attack at the end of the turn. He already has 3,000 attacks, so you win.
He's beefy.
Yeah, he's very beefy. But then on top of that, if he attacks a level 5 level 5 or higher, I think, he gains attack equal to their original attack. So if you negate an effect they do during their turn, and you gain their attack, and you attack, or during your turn, and you attack, you'll be at like easily 5,000 minimum. Like that's assuming they have small monsters. Usually you're getting like 2,000. It's crazy. You use 3 things to go into them, or at least I do, because they're all good. The first thing I use is Ancient Fairy Dragon. He is actually my favorite of all of them because you can. He's the free Crystal Wing, I would say, because you don't have to waste your secondary normal summon or anything if you don't want to. You can special summon from your hand, level 4 lower, but then you can't conduct your battle phase. And then you can make Crystal Wing for free, like with a stone or something, and summon during the end phase. And then you can also pop your field spell or your opponent's. And you can, assuming you're like a mirror matcher or something, you can have the same field spell from your deck to your hand. And then you gain 1,000 life points, and that's really nice because then that puts Mausoleum of White in the graveyard for you to banish to add First Name Destruction if you are using it. That's the first one of the 3 I use for Crystal Wing. The second one is Mike with the Arts Lightsworn, no name, but everybody knows what he is. You don't use his effect of milling Nightsworns and stuff. He's just another good level 7. Pay 1,000 life points to banish a card your opponent controls. Really good for getting over things that are like can't be destroyed by card effects and stuff like that. So really good. Also great for getting rid of like dark contracts for DVDs and stuff. And the final level 7 is Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. This is actually the only one I go into even if I'm not intending on making Crystal Wing, because as soon as he's summoned, he's spins something that was special summon back. But if assuming you manage to keep them on the field, like Return of the Dragon Lords, if you Azure Eyes on the field somehow, if your opponent summons a level 5 or higher, you can also just send it back straight back to their hand. So it's really helpful. What a lot of people don't realize is as soon as he summons, he targets just a special summon and not a level 5 or higher. But these 3 are just the 3 I like to use. Some people only use 2 or 1. So for my Xyz monsters, those are the synchro. The Xyz monsters, it's pretty basic. You use the Galaxy Eyes thing, and then I guess we could also count this, but I'll save this one for a second. You don't use him. He's just pretty. He detaches to pop a card, and then he, when he's summoned, you can choose to send 3 Dragon-type monsters from your deck to the graveyard, and then your opponent has to banish 3 monsters from their deck of their choice. They can use the same and everything. This sucks against Shiranuis, just so you know. But, oh, and then you can attach a material, and it can attack twice on monsters, and it has a 4K attack, so it's pretty nice. This is the other Galaxy Eyes of all 4 of them. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the reason that they go well together is they all stack on top of each other. You summon him, he can be put on top of the Galaxy Eyes, and he can be put on top of him. You can do that, and then that, or something of that combination, but they all stack. They're basically like sandwiches. But he is actually my favorite of all of them, excluding him, but you make him with him.
More easy, yeah.
Yeah, he's really, really good. If your opponent summons any Xyz monster, even if they don't use an Xyz monster, it's good for it's basically a F0 for the turn, kind of, not as good, but you can, you can just attach an Xyz material, steal their monster for the turn, but he's the only one that can attack directly. Their monster can still attack, but he's the only one that can attack directly. But what's really cool is if you steal their Xyz monster, because you only get it for the turn, you can overlay on top of it for one of the other guys, except for him. And they don't get it back. I did it to a Evil Swarm Ouroboros twice in one duel, once because the guy didn't learn his lesson. And I won because of it. And it's a very good card. It's way better than Dragolon, so because you can have more than one card. The last rank 8 is number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. Whew, that's a mouthful. Just negate one of the other effect is like you can change the target of an effect or an attack to this or something. Nobody really uses it. He negates spell cards and puts them underneath him. That's basically it. That's all you really use him for. And then the very last card is Blue Eyes Twinburst Dragon. This is actually a very good card. You can use it to extend your plays, just like you can go into this. If you just want to get 2 Blue Eyes off the field, you can soul charge for more. He can't be destroyed by battle. He can attack twice during each battle phase on monsters. And if he battles, he's the out to Beals in this deck. If he battles a monster and it was not destroyed by battle at the end of the damage step, it's banished immediately. So you attack Beals, it's not destroyed. Neither of them are destroyed because neither of them can be destroyed by battle. It's banished immediately. Basically anything that just can't be destroyed by battle, just you attack, it's banished. It's really nice. But that's it. That's
awesome. Thank you for the deck profile. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.